Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to another video. I hope you're doing great. Today we're going to be taking a look at the DC6 by PMDG, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, vintage airplane available on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're going to be looking at how to start it up. We are now at Porto Airport and we're going to go straight into the cockpit. Yes, I know how this looks. It looks complicated, there's so many levers, so many buttons, so many gadgets, but trust me, it is not that hard. First of all, you want to make sure the ground power is connected on your tablet to the left. Make sure that the wheel chocks are removed and everything else so you can freely start the aircraft. There are surely 1,000 ways to start up a DC6. Now, I'd just like to remind you that I'm not a real pilot. I started up based on my own procedures, based on the procedures I've learned from manual, other YouTube videos, and experience. So if this is not entirely by the book, don't blame me. Alrighty, so with that out of the way, let's start it up. Let's go ahead to the top, switch on the battery, switch to ground power. The plain battery will be used once we get the engines running. So the engine start sequence will be 3, then 4, then 2, then 1. Let's go ahead and set up our lights and our signs. Turn on our inverters and engine instruments. And since we're going to be starting engine number 3, we're going to be using fuel booster pump number 3 on low. It should be enough. Let's go ahead and crank all the cowl flaps to open. On the pressurization panel, we're going to be selecting our cruise altitude, which we will simulate. It's going to be something like, I don't know, like 15,000. Notice that as soon as I pass 10,000, the cabin pressure also rises. The only thing you need to do is really adjust the flight one. That is set. Let's go ahead down here and select the main fuel tanks on all engines. Make sure that the propeller is fully forward. Crank the throttle just a little bit forward and select. Make sure to reach on engine number 3. So that should be enough. Let's go ahead and turn on the beacon. Now as soon as I start the starter, the flight engineer is going to start counting. Going to start counting 3, 6, 9, and 12. He's basically counting how many times the blade is going around. And as soon as it hits between 9 and 12, I'm going to hit the primer and then the boost. So let's try it out. Select engine number 3. Start. Magneto to 3. 9, prime, boost. Here we go, starting to fire. Fantastic. It looks like we have a good engine start. Make sure that if within 30 seconds there is no oil pressure, you shut that engine down. Okay, as we can see right here, we have indeed oil pressure for this engine. So that is good. We are good to start engine number 4. Same procedure. So, fuel booster pump, this one can go off. Magneto selector. Make sure to reach and start.
3,
6,
9,
9, 12. Let's go ahead down here. That's another good engine start, and we have oil pressure on number 4. Let's try and adjust engine number 3 to about 1,000 RPM. Okay, that will be our idle RPM. Engine number 4 is just gonna take a little longer to get there. Okay, but if you adjust it by the one that's been running for longer, then you'll be just fine. So let's go ahead and start engine number 2. So engine selector number 2, Magneto to both, fuel booster pump on 2. Make sure and starter.
3, 6, 9,
12. Here we go. Amazing. That is engine number 2 started and with oil pressure. Sweet, let's go ahead and do it again. Now for engine number 1. So, booster pump, magneto. Down here we go to the mixture, to rich, and start.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Amazing stuff. Good engine start on number 1. Now we have positive oil pressure. Fantastic. So all we need to do now is make sure that we are running on the generators from the engine, switch it to plain battery, and disconnect the ground power on the tablet. After that, always make sure to turn your avionics on. That's going to be our GNS 430 here, and the radio stacks, your transponder as well, and remove this little annoying knob. It's the gust lock. There we go. Gust lock is removed, so we are now ready to taxi. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Until the next one, safe flights to everyone. See you.